Like a fucking Gemini does, and don't give a fuck. And is probably laughing at the joke the whole time. Geminis.
Actually, a Gemini said I would have sold them. LOL, ruthless Gemini here.
Well, I already know the answer then, since my ex is a Gemini, so she sold it. True. Probably was the down payment on a new fucking Benzo. Fucking there you go.
Probably.
Geminis. This is a big one for Geminis. They got their lunar eclipse here with the sun in their 7th house of relationships. Woo! This is the week that builds up to it. At least, it's Monday, so, that's coming up, this lunar eclipse. But you'll see that full moon in Gemini already starting to form on Sunday. And this is going to change the game for Geminis. Let's see what's going down. Well, the 6 of Wands in reversed. I think that Gemini coming into this week, you're realizing what you thought was a victory is not a victory party. So I think that, if you're dating somebody and you thought it was an end-all be-all, maybe, what? You also might be realizing that your relationship or a partnership or something, it's not going the way you thought it would. It's not giving you the end result that you want it to be. So I would pay attention to that. It doesn't feel very victorious. It doesn't feel, and I think within you too, if you're single and you have nobody and you're not really dating right now, you're just keeping people kind of like on the side or whatever, or you're just kind of not dating. It's because maybe you're too afraid to find victory in your life. You've made it your last resort, love, in some sort of weird way. Wow, look at your issue. It's your mind. You're thinking too much and you think that you've figured out everything in your life. I think that you focus on yourself a lot too. North Node in Gemini, the lunar eclipse is going to be in Gemini. I think that this is definitely Gemini's dealing with how to learn the basics of how to integrate into partnerships again. And that you have had past victories that have gone to soil, like the trophies have fallen off and broken, and since it's coming up to holidays, it's a little bit like the lamp and Christmas Story, and tried to piece this whole thing together, and it's like probably throw it away. But having the Gemini, and you are a Gemini, I had it for Leo, right? It's like, bring stimulation into your life, not stimulation into overthinking things and about why you're not victorious. And I feel like there's a fear there because of all the Capricorn in your 8th house. You did pull the Page of Pentacles reversed. So this is you not wanting to show up for an offer, or people offer you things and you're turning them down. Or the person that you want something to show up and offer something to is not, because it's not going to be victorious. So if you're wondering why somebody's not showing up the way you want to, Gemini, it's because it's not meant to be. If you're not showing up at all and you want somebody and you want them to show up, they're not showing up because they don't know. You've got a lot, you're putting a lot of confusing energy. They might be seeing your other twin. Your shadow with all this is alone in the world. I knew it. I felt it. I said it. I said the whole focus on yourself so much and control. This is your shadow. You are feeling like you're really having a good time alone in the world, but you're really not. I mean, I can see there's a shadow card. So it's the shadow of no, I'm great. I'm alone. But it's like an empty bed there, and then it's a naked body that's not being touched. The way maybe you even want to be touched. Maybe you're having somebody there, but you don't feel victory with them, and you don't feel like it's offering you anything. So I think that Geminis are playing around. I think that Geminis in their relationships too have reached a place where they feel more alone in their relationships, and they need to figure that shit out. Especially about the offerings and if it's victorious or not. Geminis are definitely in a major relationship time. It's not just because of this reading. It's also the astrology too. You pulled the Death reversed. It's like, why are you not putting an end to the unvictorious things? Or why are you not transforming the whole idea that you're always not going to be victorious in love? I think it's both, but I think it's one or the other for some people. We are dealing with Geminis here. So there's definitely this fear of integration and fear of transformation into having the ultimate victory in love. Oh, wow. You pulled the King of Pentacles in reverse with the Page of Pentacles. So I think you're dealing with You know what? It's a little bit like Sages. I mean, but it's so weird because it's like you're dealing with people who don't have the goods, don't have the look, don't have the vibe, don't have the abundance, don't have the manifesting power. And it's making you feel alone. And I think that, I don't know why I'm getting this too. If you're trying to have a child right now and you're a Gemini with somebody and they're not able to fill you up and have a baby, they don't have the goods there either. Because this is like father energy reversed. Page of Pentacles reversed. Like you're dealing with people who aren't delivering the goods. You want them to deliver, but they can't. And then you're kind of feeling alone, and then you're afraid, and you know that there's no victory, but but it's at the same time like you're still kind of like sitting around. And I think you can't just like sit around and wait for something to change and hope that. What are you going to do in that moment if something comes good that you're going to change? Oh, you're going to finally deal with it? That always goes down well. That changes the whole dynamic too. Once you have to switch your mind and your emotions to the situation that you don't want to deal with, and then coming back to the good situation doesn't ever make it the same. That's the lesson. You just can't be naive with the South Node in your 7th about this kind of shit. You can't avoid it either, and can't be stuck in situations that aren't, bringing goodness in your life. Your overall that you got here is, look at this, the 8 of Pentacles. I mean, there's something beautiful about this card about having, I always call it the conveyor belt, that things work. In this card, I like it. It's playing the harp and perfect and knowing your talents and skills. You know these things, you're doing these things. Are you bringing that in relationships? Are you dealing with somebody who also knows their talents and skills that fit with your rhythm? Because it's one thing, sure, they might be good at like electric guitar, but with the harp, that might not match. Now, I'm not saying you have to be playing harp, but it's like, it's one of those things, right? Like, like poker players, like, going out and hanging out with like, I don't know, like metal band, like probably not going to work. You both have skills, but are the skills in alignment in the right way? And trying to find that too. And your overall here is, look at that, divine feminine. That's what you need to tap into. I think that there's too much masculine going on in Geminis right now. Of this independent self, of this mind self, of this overthinking, of this, unsure what to do, and seeing, and maybe mothering in kind of a way of like you think you're doing the divine feminine thing of holding space, but really you're doing the more masculine thing of like, I'm in control and I can do this for you. It's like the divine feminine holds space for only those that it's worth, the masculine that it's worth to bring the light to. So I feel like this is like where Gemini, you need to bring your feminine energy out and bring in and receive and find harmony again. Cause I feel like that's where you're not doing things. You're in a much more masculine place. I got to do this. I got this project. I got to do this. I got to do this by skills. I got to do this. I'm dealing with these little side pieces. I'm dealing with this relationship that's not giving me anything that I want. And I'm putting all this energy everywhere. And like, you're not holding the vibration of love at all the way that you wanted to at all, and you can't do that anymore. You can't do that shit. Calling you out. This lunar eclipse will shift things. You remember 2 weeks after that, solar eclipse on 14th of December in Sag, your relationship house with Mercury in the South Node. This is not playing around. Wow, you pulled Mars in the 8th house in Virgo. Woo! Somebody's wanting to get hot and heavy, but so picky, and putting all that hot and heavy energy into work and mundane and boring. Oh, or you're having sex with somebody who's really boring. It's become a pattern.
Nothing worse than that.
It's 9:30. You should have already been in the bed and already had the alarm set, and not a lot of kink going on in this. When you need kink, it also means like, where have you committed so much of your energy towards that is so boring and mundane that it's not allowing for you to add sprinkles of beauty in your life for love? Donuts without icing and sprinkles, pretty boring.
Need that chocolate syrup,
or chocolate syrup, or I don't know, or the cream. I especially like the chocolate bars with in the middle, the like custard in the middle.
Or maybe some s'mores.
The
with
cream
some
pies,
Kit Kat
you know?
bars and some Reese's Pieces on it. Whatever it is, but you have to listen to yourself. You have to listen to that passion that's trying to get out. You can't just completely shut yourself off from the world and your knowingness, and then you just go down this path of willfully being blinded by your own light, so to speak. And you're not fully, you're not fully processing what this happiness is that could bring to you, because we shut it out. We don't want to listen to it, and we just kind of get lost in the day-to-day cycles of life every day. Just continue to just walk through the path, when all we have to do is kind of take a moment and just realize it is what it is that's actually going to bring us that happiness first. Whether that's speaking our truth, or whether that is, not necessarily compromising ourselves, but allowing these other individuals to kind of break into our lives, and change it for a greatness. But we have to actually allow them to. We have to actually listen to those that are around us and see if it is going to work, instead of just saying, no, okay, I'm just going to continue doing my own thing. Because you're just going to miss out on this beautiful message. Like Dave was saying, the trumpet players and the bass, all that fun stuff. Whatever it is, though, you have to be able to listen to the music and hear it for what it is, and dance a little bit. Bring that happiness and joy back into your life, just that much. And watch how much it grows forward.
Well, I like the donut analogy, because it's like, if it's jelly filling and you don't like jelly, and right when you're biting it and the jelly's starting to come in, it's like, oh, I don't want that. But if you really want that cream filling, that custard, that really good quality custard, and it starts to show up, you like it, but then there's this whole thing of no, I have control, I don't want to do this, and I'm not allowed to accept that, and it's like, let the custard flow into your mouth and let the whole donut sink into you. We used to go when we were young, we used to smoke weed when we were kids, and we'd go to Krispy Kreme when it was brand new. And I remember watching people, and we used to appreciate the donut. The donut is not appreciated anymore. Homer loves the donut.
I've always been much more of a bagel man myself.
Well, I like bagels too, but we're on donuts right now, right?
Yeah.
I have donuts right now. I bought some last night. I need to go buy a donut store. Fuck this corporate shit. I'm going to go buy from the cool donut shops. I'm going to do that tonight, actually. But I'm just trying to say that, why, Gemini, are you afraid when the custard that you want, maybe like jelly, whatever it is, you bite into it and it's coming in and you're like, nah. So you don't like jelly, you like custard, so you keep the jelly donut for some reason. And then when the custard shows up, you're like, no. That's what you need to process while you're doing it. Probably because of other things like, I need to be healthy, or I need to do this. And I'm saying this from maybe it's your job. Maybe it's the way that you set up your life. You're afraid of letting what you really want in all the way, and you're only allowing the things that you don't want fully to hang around. And there's nothing worse than looking at a half-eaten donut sitting on the fucking counter. That's the dudes or the girls or whatever you're playing with in your life right now. And you also, at the same time, for the custard ones, that they're not even got a bite in it, because you won't take a bite because you're too afraid of ingesting the goodness.